Hi, I'm Joni Erickson Tata. And years ago, when I was first injured in that diving accident that broke my neck, I was desperate. I was depressed. I was so discouraged. And in a vague sort of way, I knew the Bible had answers, but I had nowhere to look. Plus, my family, they needed resources. How could we make our house accessible? How could we help our church understand, what was really going inside our family, all the depression and discouragement? Where was help? I mean, we needed practical help. Thankfully, though, Christian friends stepped into this mess, and they made such a difference in my family. They gave guidance, they imparted wisdom, they prayed, they advised, they networked us with other families, they rolled up their sleeves, they connected us to resources, and they journeyed alongside to see us up and out of our desperation. And friend, basically that's why I started Joni and Friends more than 40 years ago, to replicate for other families what we experienced in my family when I suffered a life-altering disability. And now, 4 decades later, it has only gotten better, especially now in this time of quarantine during coronavirus, even coming up and out of it. People are anxious, fearful, feeling more isolated than ever. Their supply chains have been disrupted. They're desperate, but they are finding help at Joni and Friends. So I want you to take a minute, just a minute, to hear the heartbeat of the wonderful team at Joni and Friends, whose passion it is to respond, to advise, to network, pray for, give to, and resource the special needs families and individuals with disabilities who contact us every day. I am so excited that throughout the week, we get to hear what God is doing through this marvelous team, this dedicated team of people. We love being the hands and heart of Jesus. So if you know someone who is, struggling with a life-altering illness or injury, or maybe parents who just gave birth to a special needs child, have them contact Joni and Friends, and do it today.
Hey friends, my name is Crystal and I'm part of the response department here at Joni and Friends. And one of my favorite verses is from Proverbs 31. In the verses 8 and 9 it says, "Open your mouth for those who cannot speak, and for the rights of those who are left without help. Open your mouth, be right and fair in what you decide. Stand up for the rights of those who are suffering and in need." And that's why I love being part of the response department here at Joni and Friends. In fact, I just got off the phone with a gentleman who has an intellectual disability and a very distinct speech disorder. We talked on the phone for about 20 minutes, and in his broken way, he told me that he had been laid off from his job. And he didn't have access to the internet. He wasn't really sure what was going on. So we had a chance to explain the vast measures that are being taken because of the coronavirus and when that might lift. And at the end of our conversation, in his stilted way, he said to me, "Can you pray about everything we talked about today?" And I said, "Absolutely." And so we prayed, asking God, who is the good shepherd, to be with this man, to walk alongside of him, to encourage him, to lift his soul. And even though we're working from home, the ministry has not stopped. In fact, the response department has been serving people with disabilities for over 40 years, and that is continuing because of your prayers and faithful support. So thank you so much for partnering with us by giving to the Lord and giving to Joni and Friends. God bless you.